and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my April wrap up. This month I did not do as good as I hoped. I got in a major book slump, and so I ended up not reading pretty much hardly anything on my TBR. I was struggling to want to read at all. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if I just got burnt out or what, but I was just trying to read anything and everything that would help me get back in the mood to read. So I usually try to stick really hard to my TBR, at least do half of them, because I really want to get those reviews out for you guys. But this one just did not go as well as I had hoped. So I want to go over my first DNF, which is The Golden Couple. This is one of my picks that I had for book of the month, and I just found it to be boring, didn't feel like reading it, it was slow, and I just wasn't interested. So I ended up DNFing that one, but at least I got it off of my TBR cart. The next one was the long-awaited and anticipated read by Abby Jimenez, which is Say You'll Remember Me. I gave this 5 stars. I really loved it, of course. I'm not surprised at all. This was my book club pick. If you read this book, I will link below the discussion for that. We had a really great discussion on it, and we go into all the details of that, but I'm just going to mostly generalize talk about this. It is a standalone so far, but it does take place in the same world as Just for the Summer, which there will be a few more added to this series. And she is basically taking care of her mom who has dementia, and she meets this guy who is a veterinarian, and so it takes place from there. There is long distance relationship in it and just a lot of tough stuff. I would say this is her most emotional read that I've read by Abby Jimenez, but I still absolutely adored it. Next book that I read was Made for You, and this one was a total random read for me. I had not planned on this, but just picked it up on a whim because my friend Jessie was raving about it, and it was for Elise's Libernauts book club, which is a sci-fi monthly book club. I will link her channel below. And this is following a synthetic woman who is made to go on to the show that is essentially the same as the show The Bachelor, but it's called The Proposal. It's following the past and present timeline, and there is some things going on that are very suspicious, and you're trying to kind of put the pieces together as you're developing her past and what's going on currently. And it is a wild ride. I absolutely adore this book, and I believe it was her debut novel, which is crazy to me. I also don't typically love sci-fi, but I have now realized that sci-fi thriller is definitely something that I enjoy, and so I want to pick up more like that, and I highly, highly recommend it. It was such a great time. The next book that I randomly picked up was None Shall Sleep, and this was again another random thing, but my friends were all buddy reading this, and I got FOMO and essentially just jumped on too. I loved this. I was just in such a thriller mystery mood, and so this was just right where I needed it to be, and it is such a good audio, let me tell you. There are some gory points. I will caution you. I typically would be very, very turned off by that. However, I didn't think that it was too much to take away from the story and also kind of expected in this type of story. So it didn't really throw me that much, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. Had such a great time. It is kind of like a Criminal Minds. A lot of people say that if you love the naturals that you should try this series. I wholeheartedly agree. I do not think it stands up to the naturals, but I still had such a good time. The next one is The House of My Mother. Now, I just put this on my TBR for this month, but I did finish it up at the end of the month really quickly, so I'm adding it onto here. I loved this book. I got through it in a day. Highly recommend listening to it. I don't rate memoirs or biographies. I don't feel like it's right to rate someone's life story, so I do not have a rating on it, but I did really enjoy it. I highly recommend it. The things that she went through as a child who was put on YouTube for many, many years with someone like this is just, it's really, really sad. It's just a really, really sad story. So I'm glad that I got her point of view, and I just hope that she can get all the healing that she needs from here on out and the privacy that she is wanting. The next book that I picked up was Book Lovers, and I'm going to kind of group these together real fast because this was for a reading vlog where I read like Leah, and I will link it below. But I read Book Lovers in 5 years and Ready or Not in that video, and that is where I go more into detail about it. So I'm not going to go super into detail here, but I will link them all below if you want to know more of my thoughts on these books, because I definitely dive into that, no spoilers, into the reading vlog. So Book Lovers, I ended up giving 4 stars, which was really shocking for me because I have hated every single Emily Henry. So this was a big deal. The next one, In 5 Years, I ended up giving it 2 stars. Did not like this book at all. It was just very depressing. And the third one, Ready or Not, I gave 3.5. I did really enjoy it overall. I just think that it was incredibly slow. And so it just took me a really long time to get into it. But it was a really good story. So again, if you want to know all of my thoughts, I go into great detail of that in that video. And then the next book I read was Beachread. I gave this 3 stars. I just don't think this lived up to the hype. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't as great as everyone says it is to me. I just think it's okay. I still stand by the fact that I just think Emily Henry is overhyped. Sorry, that's a hot take for me. And then lastly, I read Life's Too Short. That was the last book I read for the month, and I loved it, of course, because it's Abby Jimenez. I gave it 4 stars. I definitely can tell it's one of her older works. It's not my absolute favorite of hers, but I had a great time reading it. The Part of Your World series is definitely my favorite, aside from the first one, but this one was still so good, and I just thought it was worth the read. Just Abby Jimenez, I feel like, can almost do no wrong. So that wraps up my April wrap up. I didn't get a lot of my TBR done, but I read a lot of thrillers. Oddly enough, I've been in a thriller mystery mood, and that's all I seem to want to read. So here's seeing what's going to happen this month. I am in a readathon, 2 readathons this month, so the books are going to be outrageous. So be prepared for an insanely long wrap up next month. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know below what was your favorite book of April, and until next time, friends, remember to read what inspires you. Bye!